Welcome back to the Director's Garage. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, and today we have a jam-packed show. I've got headlines out the wazoo, and you know how painful that can be.
Ouch.
And we're digging into a mystery box sent to us from the fine folks at Audio 46. So let's get it started right now. And I have an exclusive.
Headlines, get your headlines.
You know I'm a noble audio whore. I'm going to confess that up front. I can't get enough of their IEMs. You know this. Well, let's talk for a minute about their new uber expensive top of the line IEM. This was just announced, and that's the Noble Audio Viking. Now I've got some photos to show you, and I'm going to share some details. This comes straight from John Mouton himself. This is a Director's Garage exclusive. Go figure. Now, I'm going to warn you up front. The price on these is going to make you hyperventilate. They're going to set you back more than the cost of a Susvara. I'm talking around $7,500, okay? But there are a few things that make this IEM so costly, and he explained it to me. Now, these, first of all, these are cut out of Damascus steel, which is the best steel in the world. It's very costly. The hardware, the shell, all of it, Damascus. Inside, you've got 10 drivers. You've got 2 dynamic bass drivers, 4 balanced armatures, and wait for it, 4 electrostatic drivers. Now, they do share some of the DNA of the Sultan, but I think what this driver count says is expect unparalleled detail and unbelievable bass, because the bass on the Sultan was crazy good, and they just doubled the drivers down low. So you're getting serious drivers inside this thing. The next reason, though, is really the big part, and that's the travel. Each of these IEMs is shipped 40,000 miles during manufacturing. The blanks are shipped to Asia, they're cut on a CNC machine, and then they're sent back to the States to Chris Ploof, who does this acid etching that makes each of these things unique. No two are alike. And then they're sent back to Asia for assembly. There are only 83 of these things made. Now, I asked John what the sound signature on these things are, and he said to me, deadpan, the best IEM. Now, knowing John and Noble, I wouldn't doubt it for a second. As of now, John tells me they're all sold, they're all accounted for, but they may make more, you just never know. Next up is this t-shirt I'm wearing. Now, who isn't a fan of WKRP? And if you've never heard of the show, I don't want to know you. Go to YouTube, watch a couple episodes, come on back. We'll talk, okay? Now, my wife, Mrs. Director, she was once the tenant of a guy named Gary Sandy. Now, Gary played Travis on WKRP. He was the program director. Well, they stayed friends, and we'd run into each other from time to time around LA. And a few years back, Gary invited us to his farm in Kentucky. And I have this hysterical video of Gary riding me around on the back of his 4x-quad thingy, showing me the farm. Dude is living the dream. Huge piece of land, he farms it, still takes acting gigs, and he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Great fun. So my salute to Gary. Cheers, brother. Now, this next item, I really wasn't going to do anything on, and then I opened the box, and I'm like, I'm nuts if I don't show you all this. It's just way too cool. So, by the way, I'm the dumb guy who buys the knives that can cut through cans on TV at like 4 in the morning. It's a curse. I can't tell you the number of things I've picked up off of Facebook's ads. It's stupid, but then again, so am I. Anywho, this ad pops up for these custom boots, and it's the coolest video I've ever seen. I'm going to drop a bit of it here, and yep, that's Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top and his signature line of boots. And I happen to have them right here. BFG Billy F. Gibbons, or Big F and Gun, if you remember Doom. And wow! And okay, so I want to show you, this is the boot liner. Check this out. Check this. How bitchin' cool is that? I mean, you get these things, they're all over the boots, right? And then you've got these, they're from Alvies, is like the collab boot maker or whatever. But check this out, check this out. How awesome is this frickin' thing? Check the stitching out on the toe right here. Is that not the coolest? Now wait, here's the best part. Look at this. Inside of the box cover is that. I'm like, now wait, and it even gets better. Inside of the boot, Billy frickin' Gibbons. It's like, if this isn't the coolest boot you've ever seen. And they even come with this, like, look at this. Look, guitar pick. BFG, a little thank you from Billy himself. You get the signature stuff, embossed, QR code, and then this thing that kind of looks like it's signed, but it's not. It's just printed. And then some stickers. I mean, and then the best part is these things they smell awesome. They don't smell like Billy Gibbons' feet. They smell awesome. It's that fresh leathery smell. And then they made them in wide, and that's really the other thing that sold me on these is I can never find wide boots. All boots are narrow, and they made a wide set, and I got wide feet. I got like platypus feet. So if that's not the coolest thing ever, I really can't help you. I know they're not headphones, but they are rock and roll. Next up, let's talk Abyss Phi 1266 TC. Now, no sooner do I shoot my Abyss TC show, they jacked the price up by $1,000. Did you see this? Now, keep in mind, this headphone hasn't been revised in like several years, and the trend for headphones after they've been out for a while is usually downward in pricing, not up. Well, as of now, the total consciousness will leave your wallet unconscious after a $6,000 expenditure. That's the same price as the all-world leading Susvara. I'm not sure I'm on board with the idea that the 1266 has Susvara-worthy performance and sound. And those are your headlines for today. Yeah, I'm never getting sick of those things. They're here to stay. I'm sorry. If you don't like them, buckle up because they're going to get crazier from here. Okay. And by the way, the whole director's garage right now smells like boot leather. It's the best thing. It's the best this place has ever smelled, I think. Okay. Now, today's What's in the Box TMI is a blind one. And what that means is that I have no idea what's in this. And it's heavy. This could be a $500 product. This could be a $5,000 product, and I'm thinking it's maybe on the more expensive side because it's heavy. What I can tell you is that it's going to be interesting because it comes to us from the fine folks at Folks, Audio 46 never lets me down. Every time they send me something, I know I'm in for a special experience. Whether I love it or not, it's always a fun ride. They are your personal audio superstore. They have everything imaginable to fill your head with your favorite tunes. From the FiO FH9 to the 64 Audio Neo, all the way up to the Hifiman Susvara. They have products at every price point. They ship fast and free. And their website is just a great place to get lost for an hour or two. And here's the best part. If you use the affiliate link below and enter the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, at checkout, you can save 5% on most of the items they stock. And you all have used that coupon code to pick up $42,000 in gear. Now, I know 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start looking at the prices of some of this stuff, hello, Abyss, it's this channel's way of giving back to you. And in full disclosure, you're supporting what we're doing here at the same time. It's a win-win if ever there was one. And today we're hoping for another win as I check out what's in this box right here. Let's dig in. And when the cutting was done, the only part that wasn't bloody was the soles of the big man's feet. Got that one? Yeah, that's You Don't Mess Around with Jim by Jim Croce from 1972. What a gifted singer-songwriter. Unfortunately, we lost him a year later in a plane crash. His single engine hit a tree during takeoff. Just such a tragedy, but what a great song, and man, what a great knife song, right? And I always say it, that these shows are my very, very favorite ones to do. I just love that anticipation and really not knowing what we're about to see. I have no idea. I'm dead honest with you. I have no clue what we're about to see. So let's take a look, because I'm down a layer and wow, we've got foam and somebody's DNA. Is that a hair?
You don't see that every day.
I think we need CSI. Look at that. I mean, guys, it ain't my hair. All right, I'm over it. Let's move on. Here it is. Are you ready? Because I'm going to unveil something. Wow! And, oh, we got ourselves a Meze. Oh, my God. What would happen if they sent me the Elite?
Uh-oh.
I wonder if they sent me the headphone I already have. Okay, more than a little nervous at the moment because I got like 3 Meze products already. What else is left? Do some more cutting. Plah! Box. It's a box. Another box. Dig deeper. And plah! Black box. Let's flip it over. Plah! Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, the lyric. The Meze lyric. Oh, I honestly thought that maybe the Elite. And I'm like, guys, I already bought it. So always a concern when you're opening a blind box is you're going to get something. Okay, well, the lyric, this is a portable solution from Meze, they say, although honestly, the other headphones aren't that hard to drive. They are closed back, though, and I think that that's something that is probably noteworthy. But let's take a look at them. First change is that there's no metal briefcase. That's different from my Meze experience. Very nice. Boy, leather's a theme today because we've got a leather covered box here and it just kind of slides open. So let's take a look. And are you ready? Are you ready? Flah! Oh, it's a case. That was a tease. This kind of makes sense. If they're billing this as a travel set of headphones, then yeah, you'd want a case. Little on the big side, though, for a travel. You'd want something that kind of folds up, I would think. See what's in this case. And here they are. Okay, well, they're attractive. Kind of a Bosey looking thing, but they adapted. They've got a few trademarks. Now, the first thing I would note is that this stuff here is plastic. So we're talking about, a couple things. We're talking about a lighter headphone probably, and cheaper, just cheaper in general. They have a cheaper feel to them although the outside has got this kind of leathery feel to it. So they've got a leather outside. The yokes here are composite, but they're doing a nice job of mimicking sort of the feels of the Empyrean line. I don't know what these go for. I'll have to look them up later. Check out what's in here. They've got, there are 2 cables. You get 2 cables, probably a long and a short, I'm guessing. 3.5. 3.5. Okay, well, I would have liked to have seen a Pentacon. Pentacon would be a good thing for a travel headphone these days. Let's see. Are there any adapters? Well, you get the crazy dual headphone thingy and then a 1/4-inch adapter right there. I'm surprised if you're going to do this travel set, why not go wireless? I mean, that would seem to be a logical step for Meze to take. There is a book down here. We'll take a look at that real quick. This is the book of the lyric, and it's fancy and lots of pictures of lyric-y looking things. Here's interesting. Here's the driver. The driver looks remarkably like the Empyrean. Does it not? Isn't that kind of the same thingy? Interesting. Can we see the driver? Let's see if the pads come off. Let's see. No, not another un-Meze-like thing. You can't take the ear pads off. They're marked subtly left and right on the yoke, on the edge of the yoke. It's very hard to read them. On a plane, you're going to have a hard time with this. Again, I keep thinking travel. These are travel cues. You want something that's easy to read in the dark on a plane, and these are not marked that brightly. It's not easy to tell. They do align. If you look at the side, they they do align forward, which is good because it keeps you from getting, Meze's been very good about keeping the connectors out of your neck. That's kind of nice touch. Overall, it's a mid-pack feel to me. There are things I like, there's things that I don't care for. I don't like the feel of the composite material here on the outside, although the hinge seems very well engineered. Headband is a little flexy for my liking. Comfort is 100% there, though. This is classic Meze comfort. So I think we got to plug these things in and head into a director's garage sound impression. I'm going to start with some Carly Simon and You're So Vain off of No Secrets, one of the best albums ever. Good pairing off the bat. Man. Boy, they've got the trademark Meze bass. Really good bass. Carly's tricky. Her voice can really grate in the wrong pair of headphones. Very clean up top. It's a very stereo V tuning on this. Beautiful sound. It's got a decent image. Not the end game in anything. Some nice slam. Let's go to Led Zeppelin. I'm going to go to Friends, which is an acoustic number off of Led Zeppelin 3. Led Zeppelin's acoustic stuff is in some ways more interesting to me than their like going for it hard rock. This is not a bad experience. There's a nice glisten on Jimmy Page's strings on his guitar. They've got a pedal organ going underneath the song. This is fun. I actually like these a lot. Decent cut of the... I can't hear my voice, and that's really strange. It's make me yell. So it's got that almost plugged up ears kind of effect on me. So it tells me they are doing some sound cutting, which is going to be important if you're on a plane. I do question the decision to wire, but you can keep the fidelity up if you're not Bluetoothing all over the place. So there's that. Led Zeppelin 3 is such an interesting album to me. After two, like, thud rock, this new aggressive sound, they threw out the script and came out with something that was a little quieter. Once you get past the opening song, Immigrant Song, and its fireworks, the rest of the album is kind of laid back and really an interesting, deep album. It showed you depth to this group. And this headphone is doing wonderful things right now to it. Definitely they're punching the bass a bit, but I have no problems with a boosted bass. I like a boosted bass. I'm going to go to something more vocal. Let's go to Diana Krall. I'm going to go to All of You, and I'm going to listen to If I Had You. This is not an audiophile tuning. I'm telling you that right now. It's a commercial tuning. It's a V tuning. And if you're accepting that, then you're fine with it. That's what you're getting. Diana Krall's voice has got good tone. I don't know that these are the end game in detail. I'm going to need some detail tracks for that. In some ways, I like these better than the open backs. And here's why. The open backs are unabashedly trying to be top tier, like end game headphones. And they have to leap through certain hoops to get to that end game. Like, they've got to contend with other headphones that have that insane speed. These are a travel set of headphones, and I don't think they have that standard to meet, unless the price is crazy expensive. I'm guessing these are $500 to $1,000-ish. feel like like a premium set of Bose. Like the top, if you went above Bose, this is where you would land. Like they have the lambskin, they have good isolation. You're not going to bother the person next to you on the plane. And I'm assuming that you can't hear anything right now, and we'll see when I get into post, but I think the isolation is quite good on these from what I can tell. Like they'd be good on a plane. One thing I would worry about is I'm noticing that my ears are heating up as I'm wearing these more and more, and that is a problem that I face with all Bose headphones. Is my ears sweat in those things because they make such a tight seal that things heat up in there, and I am noticing that now. And so I think that's like a consequence of all of this isolation is your ear's gonna sweat. Let's go to some Los Lobos real quick. I just want to hear the slam on these. I know it's here. I can hear it lurking underneath, and it's going to be fun to hear. So I'm going to go to Dreamin' Blue, which is my favorite track for slam. Oh yeah, it's great. Like insane crazy slam. It's fun. It's absurd slam. Let's go to Monk's Dream. I'm going to go to Take 8, Monk's Dream, which is the first track on this. This is Monk playing for Columbia Records. Yeah, it's not natural. There's nothing like natural or easy about these. It's a sound signature, and either you will buy into this deep V or you won't. I personally think they're kind of fun, but know what you're getting into. These are accentuated on either end of the spectrum. They're pumped. That's maybe the best image I've heard on a Meze headphone yet. So that's good. They're just not terribly fast, but they have this deep V. So we're going to pause it right here. We're going to stop the sound impression, and I'm going to go to the internet, and we're going to look up this headphone. And it's Audio 46, of course. And let's look up the Meze Lyric. And the survey says $2,000. Really? Oh, Meze. $700. Like $700 is like where I would like. You think of like a good Bose set, and I would say, okay, they're like $400 or $500 for a good Bose set. These should be $7, guys. These should be $7. They're too commercial for you. You know, at $2,000, you want an audiophile experience. You don't want this uber-tuned bass pumping. It's the same problem I had with the Sony IER Z1R. It's like it had such a commercial sound on it, and at that price point, I think we're past where we should be talking about commercial sounds. I'm going to shamelessly tell you, I enjoyed the experience of listening to these today. I just think they're overpriced, and this is a continuing refrain from Meze, is their stuff is very expensive for what you get, and at $2,000 you should be putting a Pentacon connector on the end of the cable. You should have a more premium cable than that. Like, there's so much I would expect out of a $2,000 headphone that we're not seeing here. And I would show you the Aria Stealth Magnet Edition as an example. And I'm not saying, the open back versus closed back, I get it. But look at the experience of the Aria versus the experience of the Meze. The materials are fantastic, and the build is very good. It's typically Meze. It's a very good build. It's just the materials are cheaper, and at $2,000, I would still at $2,000, I would expect the Meze frame, the classic Meze frame, with the uber soft, amazing headband, whereas versus this wiry thingy. I really hope that Meze can get their pricing right, because it would be a shame if they don't sell enough headphones. They're making good product, they're just pricing it so far out. I hope they're selling enough to stay in business, because I appreciate what they're doing there. I just think that they are overpriced for what they're delivering. That's my take on these, and it's a shame, because they're a lot of fun, guys. I'm telling you, they're a lot of fun. They're a good listen. They're fun. I don't need everything to blow me away and have the best detail and have But these offered some surprises in the imaging, and that I appreciated. Like, stuff was really well separated, very well separated, even better in some cases than what I heard on the Empyrean. I just think at $2,000, man, you got to bring more to the table. So I got to thank Audio 46 for sending the Meze Lyric our way. They are a ton of fun, but oh, we got to get that price. Just get that price down, guys. We got to find ways to make this stuff affordable. It should be affordable for how they sound. Now, next up, we're going to look at another Audio 46 supplied headphone. I'm talking about the Hifiman Aria Stealth Magnet Edition. Just love saying Stealth Magnet. We're going to break that headphone down and compare it to the top of the line Susvara. And who knows, that Aria Stealth Magnet may emerge as my bang for the buck all-round champion. Who knows? Certainly impressed me at the first listen, and the price is right on those. Now, we also have another flagship headphone on the way. It's Flagship Mania. I'm not sure when it's getting here, but that Dream Team 2.0 is starting to shape up. And there's still another blind what's in the box waiting in the wings from Audio 46. And I have a new mid-tier closed back coming in soon I'm going to show you. So make sure you are subscribed to the Director's Garage so you don't miss a beat. Give this episode a thumbs up if I didn't totally annoy you. You could do the other thing. If you think a lightning strike is a befitting end to your resident idiot.